Hello and welcome. You are listening to the Happier Life podcast. I'm your host, Clare Deacon. After deciding survival wasn't enough, I set out on a path to live my best life. I wanted to thrive. Now I'm on a mission to support others. Think you're not good enough, confident enough, brave enough? I'm here to tell you you are, and you can achieve anything. This is your time, so let's do this. Hello, I'm Clare Deacon, your podcast host and positive psychology expert, supporting you in living a happier life. Welcome back to this episode of the Happier Life podcast. Today, we're venturing into the long game of healing because here's the thing. Healing isn't a destination. There's no certificate being awarded to say, well, you're done, you're healed. In fact, the more I work with incredible women like yourselves, women with rich lives, complex histories, and strong desires for something more, the more I see that surviving is something you've already mastered. That's not where the support is needed. Now it's about appreciating your ongoing needs and understanding the importance of taking care of you, not just when things fall apart, but every day after. So if you've ever asked yourself, well, shouldn't I be sorted by now? Maybe you've done the therapy, maybe you've journaled until your pen bled, but still you're finding it hard to keep the momentum. And you're asking yourself, why do I still feel flat? It's like I'm wearing the right clothes, but saying all the right affirmations. But inside, it's like someone has dimmed the lights. Here you are in the right place, because this episode is for those of you who've done the work or are doing it, need a strategy not for the sprint, but for the marathon. Because this is about how we keep growing without getting stuck or slipping into an autopilot. So, what we need to understand, first of all, is why this actually feels so hard to do. Why is it so easy to become stuck or slip into it? Why can't we look after ourselves? So, let's be honest. In the aftermath of the storm, life feels quieter, which sounds lovely until you realize that all that noise, the drama, the trauma, the distraction, it was actually keeping your central nervous system occupied. So now that you're left with stillness and what should be a calm time, rather than you feeling calm and stable, it can be confronting. Your nervous system, bless it, is still scanning for the threat. It's been conditioned to live on the edge, even in growth mode. So it can feel wrong to feel safe. And because we're not taught really how to sustain well-being, only how to chase it, we find ourselves unsure what we're supposed to do next. And this is where most well-being messages miss the mark. They assume that you're broken or you're thriving. But the truth, most of us live in the in-between. We're rebuilding, recalibrating, learning how to hold it all together without losing ourselves. And here's the deeper truth. Healing, much like you're happier, isn't a destination. It's a maintenance regime. Just like your car needs oil, your well-being needs topping up consistently. Long-term healing is less about big emotional breakthroughs and more about subtle self-maintenance. You don't do self-care once and get a certificate. It's not all signed off. You have to build a lifestyle around your needs. And those needs will also evolve over time and the season that you're in. So think of it like this. After the storm, when the winds die down and you've crawled out of survival mode, what we call the eye of the storm, your nervous system finally has enough safety to feel, which is beautiful, but it's also very vulnerable. You might start growing, that's the aftermath, but growth comes with its own risks. At the part of growth, that's where we see comparison taking over, self doubt, fatigue. Your nervous system starts negotiating with safety. And that's when complacency or burnout can really start to creep in. So, no, you're not failing if you're still feeling tired, flat, and sometimes a little lost. You're human, and growth, real growth, is not about doing more. It's about learning to live in a way that supports your nervous system and honors your worth long term. Because healing isn't about feeling good all of the time, it's about knowing what you need when you don't feel good. So let's get real. Your well-being is not a task to tick off. It's not a job done because you had a breakthrough in therapy or you nailed your morning routine for a couple of weeks. Your well-being, your physical, your emotional, your mental, and your social well-being needs tending to. Ongoing, intelligent, compassionate maintenance. That's the secret to sustainable healing, not constant forward motion, not chasing perfection, just showing up with care and consciousness. So, how do you sustain growth and maintain your well-being? So, let's bring this down to earth. Here's what it actually looks like. So, step one is about building your maintenance manual. So, this is your survival kit. It's you knowing what charges your batteries and what drains them. This isn't any form of generic self-care fluff that we often see touted about, and I often talk on this subject. This is nervous system informed data collection. So for some of you, calm comes from solitude. For others, it will be about connection. It could be about movement or creativity or intellectual stimulation or just quiet stillness. So try this, first of all. Track your energy and mood for a week. What activities leave you depleted? What fills your cup? And the key, you get to choose. There's no one size fits all here. You are unique. Your well-being regime is unique to you. It's unique to your experiences, to who you are as an individual, to what you value. This isn't about doing what you should. It's about honoring what genuinely works for you. And that really is self-worth in action. This is the foundation of the Happier Survival Kit, your personal well-being toolkit. It's built around the four key pillars: mental well-being, the mental pillar. This is all about your clarity, your mindset, and your boundaries. The emotional pillar, it's about processing, self-soothing, self-worth. Your physical well-being is about movement, rest, nutrition, embodiment. Your social well-being, all about that connection, communication, and your support systems. Understanding each of these elements, what your needs are and where they lie, is fundamental to maintaining that state of healing. So, step two is regulate first, then act. So before you do anything, check in with how you are. Your nervous system is your compass. If you're in fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, your decisions will be coloured by survival and not strategy. Okay? So we make decisions, we take actions not based on an emotion, but based on what our needs are, what our values are. So first, we pause, we ground, we breathe, and then we choose. Step 3 is about creating rituals, but not routines. Routines can become another stick to beat ourselves with, but rituals, well, they're sacred. So flexible, meaningful, tied to your why. A 2-minute breathwork moment before a meeting, a walk in nature without your phone, saying no without apologizing. These aren't huge things, but they're everything. So step 4, reassess without judgment, because your needs will shift. Your nervous system will evolve. It's not backsliding. That's being human. It's learning, it's evolving. So check in monthly. What's working? What's not? What do you need more of? What do you need less of? This is how you stay in a growth mode without slipping into burnout or autopilot. So the Happier Survival Kit, if you haven't yet explored it, is one of the most foundational tools I've created. And no, it's not a fluffy box of bath bombs. It's a psychologically informed guide to identifying your unique well-being strategies across all of the 4 pillars so that you're not left guessing when life gets bumpy. Because the truth is, storms may pass, but the weather is always changing. And when you know how to support your nervous system, you don't have to fear what the forecast is telling you. So let me leave you with this. Sustainable healing isn't about endless forward motion. It's about knowing how to live well in the aftermath, to build a lifestyle that doesn't need rescuing, one where growth feels kind, not chaotic, one where you can trust yourself to adjust the sails, you can weather the storm. The storm may have passed, but the sky will cloud again. We know this. Your job isn't to predict every downpour that's going to happen in life. It's to know where your shelter is. And that shelter is you. If this has landed with you, come and say hello, send me a message. I love hearing what's working for you or where you may be stuck. And if you're not already using the survival kit, now's the time to get grounded in what actually works for you. You can find the link in the show notes or simply reach out. You're not broken, you're blooming. Until next time. If you've enjoyed this episode, ensure you hit subscribe, head on over to my website happiercoach.com, sign up for the weekly newsletter, and let me support you in living a happier life. I'm your host, Clare Deacon. Thank you for listening. Have a fabulous day.